Critical Role's Daggerheart discourse is full of lies, and I'm going to tell you how. Because whoever you're getting your Daggerheart information from is lying to you. Like, boldly. I played Daggerheart this past weekend with some amazing creators over on the Dinner of the Game, raising money for them to move from Texas to Cali. It was a lot of fun. Now, I've been reviewing Daggerheart since it's come out, and I've been preparing long-form videos on another app that you'll be able to check out soon, breaking down the game and its classes and how they work. So we're going to hit this point by point about things that I've seen in the detracting statements that I've heard about Daggerheart. The first claim is, it's not new player friendly. False. Like most tabletop role-playing games, it can be crunchy when you're reading it. Daggerheart is intuitive once you're playing. The dual D12 system is tactile and clear. 1 dice for hope, 1 for fear. That's easy to grasp, even for beginners. The game replaces complex math with storytelling stakes. Instead of crunching bonuses, you narrate why your skills and traits apply to the situation. And it's more accessible than systems that require memorizing pages of spell slots or nested modifiers. For example, this past weekend when I was playing it, I played good old Garvin Gundersnatch, a halfling wizard who went away to the academy in his youth and came on home and settled down with his beautiful wife. And he just loves teaching over at the schoolhouse, teaching the kiddos and talking about the missus. Oh, tell your folks I says hi. So Garvin had 2 experiences. And these experiences were the fact that he was the professor, because he was the town school teacher. And he also was disarming. Because, he just wants to talk to you about the missus and invite you over for dinner. And, Garvin told me to tell your folks I says hi. So when we were trying to figure out what this monster was, I'm like, okay, when Garvin was at the academy or when he's teaching or whatever, has he come across this creature in the textbooks? Because he's got more books than anybody in town. He teaches the kids. And it's like, yeah, maybe not in the textbooks you have, but definitely in some of the town's history ledgers or something like that. You probably have seen something about this thing. And I was able to get a little bonus to that check that we needed to make. I don't think that's too hard to grasp. The second claim I've heard about Daggerheart is you have to be an improv actor to enjoy it. Nah, you just have to care. Daggerheart rewards sincerity and participation, not performance. You don't need to speak in accents or monologue, just explain what your character feels and does. The game encourages quiet players by giving everyone narrative tools and mechanical spotlight moments. The example that I'll give here is during the stream the other night, a couple of our players weren't feeling too well. So we needed to make sure as a table that we were taking care of that player so that they could give their character moments to shine. Again, I don't think this is too hard of a concept to grasp. We had to actively make sure that we were including that player or that character in those moments when we were goofing and acting a fool, right? You have to be mindful of the people around you, which you should be doing anyway while you're playing RPGs goofy. Okay, I'm good now. The third claim is that it's too freeform. Wrong again. It is intentionally open. The structure is there. It just isn't dictated by initiative roles or rigid action economies. The shared storytelling focus makes space for emotional beats, creates problem solving, and surprise turn, not just, I roll to hit. Combat still has pacing and tension. It's just collaborative, not choreographed. So the example that I'll give here is in the combat, Garvin had a sleep spell and a couple other spells, not a whole lot of battle magic. So I was like, okay, Game Master, can I just keep trying to put them to sleep? Essentially, you can go on your turn until you fail or until the Game Master uses a fear that they've generated throughout the session to interrupt you, right? I was like, okay, well, I'll just keep trying to put him to sleep. And I crit one, he's asleep, and got the other one, he's asleep too. And I set them up for all the other players to beat the crap out of them or to tie them up. It was an amazing moment of collaboration. But I could have kept going. I could have kept casting my sleep and my magic missile equivalent, blah, blah, blah. I could have done that. But I did something cool and I set it up for my other players to do other cool stuff too, and was happy to pass that spotlight. The fourth claim that I've heard about Daggerheart is that it's undercooked or incomplete. That's just not true anymore. The full release includes hundreds of cards, archetypes, GM tools, and a full conflict system. The playtest might have been loose, but the published game is robust and playable out the box. Period. Like many narrative focused games, because there are a lot of them, y'all can't stop talking about them. Daggerheart leaves room for the table to shape the world. That's not a flaw, that's a feature. The fifth claim is that it's just not crunchy enough. The devil is a lie. This game is plenty crunchy, just not in a D&D way, which is what I really want. But I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Instead of tactical grid math, the tension lives in your hope, in your fear pool, your traits, your relationships, and how they shift over time. It's emotional crunch, narrative crunch, character first, rather, mechanics. Whew, love that. The last claim that I've heard, and my favorite claim about Daggerheart, is that it's not for real gamers. It's too soft. It's too safe space. Yep, that's out there too. I have a lot of thoughts, but I'm gonna try to keep this video brand safe, just in case the good folks at Daggerheart want to send me some stuff or hit me up. That is just gatekeeping in disguise, man. Daggerheart is bold enough to center safety, identity, and player collaboration without losing stakes or tension. Games can be kind and dramatic. And if your idea of real gaming rather, excludes that says more about you than Daggerheart. So for the ending part of this video, damn, I look good today. I feel pretty. Just take a moment for that. Okay, let's move on. So for the ending portion of this video, I want to talk about specifically my experience, and I'm just gonna freestyle this, right? The thing that surprised me the most about Daggerheart is how much I enjoy generating hope and fear. Because even when I succeeded with fear, like I knew that I was generating resources for the GM to use like against us, or to evoke the narrative in a way that could make it harder for us to proceed. But it wasn't to put walls around us or to hinder us. Well, maybe to hinder us, but not to hurt us or harm us. That felt good. And also generating hope, even when I failed a check, but failed with hope, I got a resource that I could use to either make myself feel better, make somebody else feel better, like to use abilities. And it's a brilliant concept, because even if you're failing or succeeding, you can do these things and generate resources to help you play better and help you have more fun. That's brilliant game design. Also, I want to talk about how my fellow players actually responded to the mechanics of Daggerheart. None of us had played it before. No one had. But I'm sure they'll tell you in the comments, because they're tagged in this video. They're going to tell you the fun that they had with this, because first of all, it was an easy game to grasp conceptually. And then we got to go do some really cool stuff, man, and did it with each other and for each other. And that's, again, a brilliant space to be in when you're playing a game with other people. It wasn't co-opetition. It was cooperation. And it felt good. And lastly, I felt more liberated playing Daggerheart than I've ever played playing Dungeons and Dragons. Because that's what y'all want. Y'all want the rigidness. Y'all want the war game. Y'all want the name of Dungeons and Dragons. And Daggerheart's just not that. So if that's your feedback, is that you don't want to play Daggerheart, you don't like Daggerheart because it's not Dungeons and Dragons, because Critical Role's not doing Dungeons and Dragons, that's okay. Just say that. But honestly, I think it's a lot of fun. And I think you'll think so too, if you stop regurgitating what people have told you and give it a shot for yourself. Y'all be easy. See you soon.